Okay, time to go get some eggs out of the refrigerator box, dice up those morel mushrooms, and have some breakfast. You probably noticed that I've been using these other chairs for a while out here outside. One of the reasons is birds are so scarce. It's really nice to be able to if I hear a bird call, I can spin around and check it out. Worked out pretty well. I have my refrigerator way out here, away from the cabin for, well, one reason is it's fairly shaded over here. At least it was before all these trees started to die. The enclosure is made out of tin, so that if a bear were to come in the night and start trying to claw in there, he'd probably be like a big alarm clock and it'd wake me up. But I come over. Here's what I talk about my refrigerator freezer. It's just out of an old camper. And I come over. I got it a little enclosed, keep it sealed up really tight. And it's just supposed to be a refrigerator, but by cranking it up to the coldest setting, the whole unit becomes a freezer. And I got a thermometer in there to keep track of things, but even with these warmer temperatures, it has no trouble keeping it from between 10 and 20 degrees. And I come over every day and I take out what I want to eat that day. You can see I got a big supply in there. There's some of Bonnie's breads, and there in the corner, there's my stash of Bonnie's world famous cherry pies. Yesterday when I was over late to get my supper out of the cooler down below, I picked out one of the leftover chicken packages. I had that roast chicken the other day, and I took the leftovers and I put them in these containers, and then I can put them in a fry pan later and put a little water in there and steam it really fast and have a nice lunch. And that's my plan today. I'm going to get out a package of venison steaks while I got the freezer door open, and I'll put them down below, and that'll be for tonight's supper. I got this little bungee cord on here to keep the door closed good and tight. And then down here is the cooler, and I put bottles, I rotate them. I put these in the freezer for a while, get them good and cold, and then I just drop a few of them in here every once in a while. Then if I want a nice cold Coke, I've got it. I keep my eggs out here, but I can take a packet into the cabin for now. I like to use a little butter as I fry up my eggs. Start off, we'll get these mushrooms chopped up in there. First morels of the season. Been a real slow year for morels. Ren David talked to some people as he came up at a station or something, and they said, yeah, that was the story all over. The people weren't finding morels. Let them saute a little bit, get heated up. Have some nice farm-raised eggs from my neighbors back in Illinois, Caleb and Carissa. I went through some duck eggs last week and they were really good. You never know on the different chickens. You get different colors in your package, which is kind of nice. I think I'll splurge this morning and make this a 4-egg mix. It's been so warm I haven't had the wood stove going, and I gotta bring my coffee and put it back on the gas fire again to heat it up sometimes. It's really nice having that wood stove going because, well, you got warm water around. Won't be long now. It's so nice outside, I'm gonna take my feast and go outside and enjoy it. Meet my little pine squirrels, kids. These little guys give me a lot of entertainment. These little fellows are very entertaining, and like all my wildlife around the cabin, it's pretty tame. Sometimes human voices. This little pine squirrel, he's working on what's left over of a chicken that I roasted last week. Usually I keep it up on a little platform and the birds eat it, but he's drug it off here to have it all by himself. You can see he's really going at it here. That old lawnmower's been mowing this yard since 1990 when Hawk's dad, it was just an old mower he had picked up and got running again, and he donated it for our use up here. Oh, I've sheared a few flywheel keys off over the years before I got all the stumps out of the yard. You're always pushing a little harder than you should and coming across those, and thump, engine dies and you got to put a new key in. Otherwise, the only issue lately was it's so kind of worn out that the oil finds its way up into the top and gets into the points. Yeah, it's even got points, it's so old. And so I'd have to, every year I'd have to take the covers off and the flywheel off and clean those points up. Last year I tried a little country fix, and I put some paper towel down below there where the seal was letting the little bit of oil seep through, and put back this spring and fired right up. So I may have to replace the paper towels every once in a while, but they did the trick. Anything in a pinch, but it sure is nice to get the yard mowed down there. It wasn't that bad, but if I walked out there, I didn't like the good hiding ground for the ticks and things. So mosquitoes, you know, they're not that bad, and we were supposed to get rain the last 3 days off and on, and yesterday I headed out for a walk and I got a little bit of a sprinkle, a few dots on the rock. Well, that was it for our rains, and so I'm hoping maybe the bugs have even peaked. With it being so dry, they've only had one rain since the snow melted. I could be here a while. Yeah, I could be here a while, or maybe not. As I was walking back from shutting the camera off after that last clip, I noticed I had a deer fly eating away at my arm, and just kind of a reminder of what's to come. These big bull flies will move in a few days, and I hate them. I'll be wearing a heavier shirt, swatting them all the time. Greenheads, mosquitoes, as you know, they don't faze me much. Well, since it didn't rain, I'm starting to run low on water, and I want to save my good stuff for consumption. So I'll start getting my dishwater and bath water out of the old pump. I finally do get it to prime, and I get that big milk pail full of water, but I probably used half that amount just trying to prime it. Maybe I should say that I hope to. Enough of that hard work, lawn mowing, trying to get that pump to pump. Before I go cutting more logs, I'm just going to go out here and we'll end today's session out on Hawks Pond with my trumpeter swans.